Retroville, home to robot companions, overweight children, and pants that rebel against humanity. We all remember Jimmy Neutron and his adventures that took place in this city, but that's not what we're here for today. Today, we'll be taking a realistic and practical look at Retroville itself and consider what it'd be like to be a citizen in this strange city. Hey guys, Alex Duquette here. As you can probably tell, today's video is a little bit different than what I usually do on the channel. So with that being said, I really would appreciate your feedback in the comments below. There's also going to be a poll for you to take in the top right corner of the screen, letting me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, I'm a musician who usually does medleys of 90s cartoons and other TV show theme songs, so make sure to check those out as well. If you like what you see, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. And without further ado, let's get into it. So first, we'll start with some basics. Where is Retroville? Well, most signs point to Texas, more specifically the Austin metropolitan area. But this is already where things can get a little confusing. A screenshot of a receipt from a restaurant in town portrays a 985 area code, which is out of southern Louisiana. So, either the restaurant has a strange area code, or most citizens go about their days in a constant state of confusion, not really knowing where they are. What a horrifying thought. In general, Retroville looks like a nice place to live though. Tall office buildings and plenty of suburban spots can be found here. The neighborhoods seem nice and the city really gives off a vintage sort of vibe, especially downtown. And though the official population of the city is unknown, it looks small enough for commuting and general transportation to be manageable. Speaking of commutes, let's talk about employment in Retroville. Every great city has a booming economy with plenty of job availability. And according to what we've seen from the show, nearly everyone here is unemployed. It seems most people just aimlessly walk around with nothing to do. Just walking from block to block, questioning everything. Why am I here? Is there a higher power? Are we as the human race fundamentally flawed? Was Tom from MySpace ever really my friend? However, there are a handful of citizens that don't have time to tackle these questions because they do work at various restaurants in town, which brings us to our next topic, food. So, what's there to eat? Well, not a whole lot. There are two restaurants consistently in operation, the boringly named Candy Bar and the beautifully named McSpanky's. Candy Bar is by far the most popular place in town. I mean, it's gotta be important. It's shown in every episode intro. It's a hangout spot for the kids in the area, with its main attraction being a jukebox. Well, simpler times, I suppose. Although Candy Bar's menu is unclear, we do know that they serve a lot of dessert-esque kind of food. Donuts, ice cream, purple, powdery stuff, you know, that sort of thing. And it certainly seems like it's some good stuff. I mean, look at Carl. Look how happy he is. True joy hasn't been fully expressed until this moment. Or maybe this one. Yeah! Now, if you're looking for food, might I suggest, seeing as there's no other option, McSpanky's. McSpanky's is such a welcoming fast food restaurant. I mean, what part of a building shaped like a hamburger with an Irishman's face protruding out of it isn't welcoming? Though if you'd rather head inside, you're in for another treat. Unibrows. Based on another screenshot from the show, we can get a good grasp on the menu here. A double McSpanky burger, hot dogs, tacos, fish, chicken, and french fries being the only side. There are also two dessert items that are served, some sort of pie, and looks like chocolate chip cookies. When it comes to drinks, the restaurant offers Purple Flurp, which is basically liquid crack for the kids in town. Coincidentally, liquid crack is also something that you'd probably want to keep confidential between you and your doctor. Excuse me. And for those entrepreneurs out there considering opening up restaurants of their own, I feel obligated to mention that competition here is fierce. So fierce, in fact, that McSpanky's has quite literally destroyed other restaurants that have tried to make a presence in town. Restaurants like Taco Shack, Pizza Clown, and McPilgrim. But there's gotta be more to living in Retroville than just eating fast food and having no job, right? Wrong! I'm just kidding. Although that does sound kind of nice. Let's cover some other points of interest. According to the Retroville Wiki, There are a handful of notable places with little to no information, so I guess they aren't that notable. But there are a few places that are worth mentioning. For the parents out there looking for a good education system for their kids, look no further than Lindbergh Elementary. I say look no further because there's literally nowhere else to look. There are no other schools in the area. Named after American aviator Charles Lindbergh, who has no connection to Texas, I might add. The school boasts a baseball field, football field, and a hard-working but remarkably unattractive staff. This is an elementary school, and the only one that we know of. Assuming nobody in this world leaves town, it's safe to say the number of citizens with a high school diploma here is around a humble 0%. Give or take. There's also Lake Retroville on the outskirts of town. We don't know much about this lake, but apparently there have been issues regarding sea monsters. Okay, moving on, what seems to be a little safer would be Retroland, an amusement park located somewhere in the suburbs of town. From what we've seen, it looks like there are plenty of rides to choose from, and the most notable probably being Bad Outta Heck, which has appeared in the Jimmy Neutron movie as well as some episodes too. My personal favorite would probably have to be Octopuke, just due to its definition alone according to the wiki. The Octopuke is a carnival ride that simply spins riders around 360 degrees non-stop until the ride ends. The object of the ride is to make riders puke. I love it. Right to the point. Well, that just about wraps it up for what it'd be like living in Retroville. A seemingly spacious city with an astronomically high unemployment rate, severely uneducated civilians, almost nothing to eat, and very few things to do. Huh. Come to think of it, that sounds like my hometown.